members. So for the group formation, please make groups of 3 to 4 members from the class. And these groups, once formed, will be the same throughout the semester and will not be changed in between. So be careful and first discussing with your peers and finding like-minded persons with whom you can work with throughout the semester. All of these groups should be formed by February 7, and you will have a link on e-learning where you can upload the information about the groups. There will be the group tasks will be the group project, which is, as I said, worth 15%, and group assignments, which is worth 26%, and also the peer evaluation of 3% is relates to how you work well as a group together, right? So the peer evaluation will take care of that. For all these group tasks, each group must make only one submission. So every member of the group does not need to make this submission multiple times, right? So the groups can elect one member out of their group to make the submission on behalf of the group. Please make sure that in no case you want to make a group of more than 4 members. You can make a smaller group, in other words, but not more than four people. That's absolutely the upper limit. Now, what is the project about? The purpose of the project is to learn how to design and implement an online advertising campaign for a live business, right? So this is the field experience that I hope to give you in this course. Of course, to now implement the advertising campaign, you need money. And so each team will be required to go and find a business for themselves. And then the funding that is required for the campaign is $240, right? And this funding can either be given by the students by contributions among the students. If it's a 4-member team, then every student would need to contribute $60. On the other hand, if the students are able to convince the business that they are going to advertise for, then, and in the past I have seen that many teams have been able to do that, then that funding can come from the business itself. Okay, the bottom line is we need to create a kitty of $240 that will be used towards the advertising expense, and through which you will be able to do your project. Okay. Now, once you have identified a business, you have to take the permission from the business to advertise on their behalf using Google's search ads and display ads, right? A template for how to ask for this permission is available in the project folder on e-learning. Okay. Now, once the permission is obtained and you have mentioned, you have uploaded that permission onto e-learning, you will be able to plan an advertising campaign and submit it as a pre-campaign report. This pre-campaign report contains the entire design of the campaign. Then you will start executing your campaign and do it for a period of 4 weeks continuously. A midterm report will be due 2 weeks after the campaign starts, and after 4 weeks is the end of the campaign, and at the end of which you will submit a final report and a recorded presentation in the last week of the semester, right? So for more details on templates of these reports, please refer to the project folder on e-learning. The group assignments are basically case assignments, and there are 6 of them, and together they are worth 26% of the grade, right? The cases are needed to be purchased by each and every student from the Harvard Business School publishing site. The link to purchase these cases is made available on e-learning, right? The submission schedule and the case questions for each assignments and other related details are available in the assignments folder on e-learning. I already mentioned about the peer evaluation. So these peer evaluation forms will be made available towards the end of the semester, where each student will submit her or his evaluation of each fellow group member, right? And what that means is, in a group of 4 students, the feedback from each of your fellow group members determines 1 point of your score, right? So if there are 4 members and the other 3 members in your group give you a positive feedback, then you will gain 3%, right, for peer evaluation. if out of the other 3 members, 2 of them give you a positive evaluation, but 1 of them gives you a negative evaluation, then you will be given only 2% of the grade out of this possible 3%. Now, the 3 major quizzes that I mentioned, each is worth 15% of the grade. All the quizzes will be available on e-learning with a password, and they will use HonorLock. Okay. Now, once a quiz link is made available on e-learning, it will be available for a total period of 24 hours, during which you can start the quiz. If you do not start the quiz within this period, then the link will disappear and you will be unable to take that quiz. Okay. However, once you start taking the quiz, you cannot stop in between. It has to be completed in one sitting, in one contiguous sitting. Okay. For the quiz dates, please see details in the syllabus. Also know that the quiz coverage is going to be non-cumulative, okay, which means that the first 4 sessions actually constitute the material for quiz 1. The next 3 sessions constitute the material for quiz 2. And the last 4 sessions constitute the material for the 3rd major quiz. In addition to these 3 major quizzes, we are going to have weekly quizzes as well. And I have included this component to encourage continuous learning. And as I said, this is weekly and it will be therefore based on the lecture for that particular week, right? And so for this schedule of these weekly quizzes, again, check the quizzes and the exams folder. There's also an extra credit opportunity that's available through earning Google certifications in this course, right? So there is a Google Ads search certification, and the extra credit for that, you can earn 1 point for doing that within the deadline date specified in the syllabus. In addition to that, there's an extra credit for 0.5 points each for earning any 2 out of these 3. Google Ads display certification, Google Ads video certification, and Google Ads shopping certification. Remember, the extra credit is for only 2 out of these 3. So if you get a certification for all of these 3, that's great because you'll have those to show on your CV. But in terms of extra credit, I will only give you 1 additional point, which means 0.5 points for each of these 3, but with a limit of a maximum 2 certifications. Finally, we also have an extra credit for earning the Google Analytics Individual Qualification Certification, and that is also worth 0.5 points. Okay, so in all, if you combine all of them, you can earn up to 2.5 points of extra credit. And once again, please make sure that you check the deadlines for each of these. The deadlines for each of these is different, and it is mentioned in the syllabus. It's a good idea to complete taking the exams for this certification at least 1 week before the deadline. And the reason is that sometimes you feel that you are well prepared and you can take the exam, but it turns out at the end of the exam that you fail to make the grade and therefore you can't earn the certification. Now, you are not able to retake the exam immediately. Google typically holds you back for at least 24 hours before you can take the exam again, right? And you should keep some buffer that if you are not able to earn the certification in your first attempt, at least you have some additional time left so that you can still attempt another time before the deadline comes over, right? Please understand that there are no makeups for any missed quizzes or assignments. So please make sure that you are aware about the deadlines and you stick to these deadlines. The course materials are going to be mainly my slides and lecture discussions. So that's the main and the core material for the course. And a good understanding of these materials is important for doing well in the course. In addition, the cases can be purchased from the Harvard site, as I said, from the link on e-learning, using that link. Purchasing the cases by every student is mandatory, right? You may think that one student can buy the case in a group of students because you're doing group assignments there. But the license of these cases from Harvard does not work this way. And therefore, every student needs to buy these cases. In addition, I have provided another link on e-learning for reading materials. These reading materials can also be purchased from Harvard Business site. The link is for that site. But these reading materials are not mandatory, and only students who want additional material to read should buy this material. It's a good background reading material, but it is not essential to have it. Okay. And in addition, obviously, the materials for Google certifications will also help in improving your understanding for the course.